Hey, Pastor Steve Waldron, I hope you're having a great day in Jesus. So, the Bavarian Illuminati, the real Illuminati, not whatever is around today, wanted to set up a colony in America. I've done some videos on their letters to John Adams, to Benjamin Franklin, to probably the Continental Congress, even though that one is missing. And so this is a letter kind of between Illuminati members, one by the name of Bader to Costanza. And so this is on scribd.com, and I'll just read a little bit. This is from July 5th, 1780. Now, there's so many crazy, stupid, conspiracy theories out there, like George Washington was really Adam Weishaupt, and Adam Weishaupt was Jewish or Jesuit or something, and he was really neither, even though the term Weishaupt is in the Jewish-German dictionary. Going back to 1633, he was always just a Catholic, as people were. So let's just read some of this. Rather than cheer my heart, the usual effect of your kind letters, those which I've received lately, have been overwhelming. You speak of death and elicit in me the sad realization of the possibility of losing you soon. Stay, my dear brother, stay with us. We will go abimus abimus. A single battle and the loss of a city does not alter our plan. The spirit of liberty won't soon be lost, even after a devastating blow. The Americans still have enough strength to defend themselves. But suppose that the English become absolute masters of America. That's pretty amazing, 1780. Which I think would never happen if we keep in mind the efforts of the Dutch against the Spaniards. And it's got some great stuff in the footnotes I was reading too about that. But assume the worst. The English will need men to repopulate the depopulated lands which came about through civil war and its effect. They will be content to find people capable of establishing a new colony. Perhaps they will assign us a place not far from civilized men, as is our wish. It matters not. Augmented by new recruits, we'll establish new colonies. We will go forth, traversing mountains, form an establishment according to our taste, live together as brothers, and die in wisdom. I have no doubt in finding a great quantity of capable men able to put our thoughts into motion. Don't worry, my brother. I pray that you do not die on us, for we need you to be one of the first to kiss the fertile grasslands of Elysium. And I've mentioned in some videos before, that's what the Illuminati's code word was for the U.S. And that's kind of where you would go, the Elysium fields in Greek mythology after you died. Traveled over the river Styx and all of this. The matter won't be resolved, or maybe it's Oceania if you go to the good place. It's Styx if you go to hell. All right. The matter won't be resolved until the end of September. I hope to have the support from our illustrious superiors and will advise you at once. I will send you another 4 or 5 companions, all capable men, enthusiastic enough to risk all for such an enterprise. They are Arctice, Xenophon, Democedes, Lysimachus, you and I, and the addition of 2 or 4 brothers of mine, and 1 or 2 servants, an American by 2 slaves, enough men to begin to find a most suitable place for our purposes. It's fascinating that they were talking about, the Illuminati, talking about buying slaves. That's just horrible. And in as little as 4 months, you can be in Ebenezer, in Pearisburg, and Augusta, 3 cities built by Germans in South Carolina and the Georgia borders. Well, maybe that's why the Georgia Guidestones are here. That's a whole different matter. You could purchase 15 to 20 German leagues of land situated between rivers. Send us the plans on the back country in the mountains of North Carolina, the most accurate descriptions 4 months after. And with this new information, you can proceed with the second colony, the divine Sulla, who resembled you. And see, they called themselves by coded names. It was all coded, the whole thing, Persian calendar. And a lot of people thought they worshipped Zoroastrianism, fire, because of that. We've got Melanson's book over here. That's got the list, to my knowledge, of every known Illuminati member. Now, I'm not talking about, people, actors, actresses, singers, rappers, it's all enough. I'm talking about back in the 1770s, 80s, and 90s. All right. So We speak always of this enterprise of our skillfulness, our work, our religion, capitalized, our government, fortresses, landscapes, and of our arts and crafts. You have to be a jack of all trades, military exercise, manufacturing, arts, arsenals. You must look into it all, examine it, and take notes, see if they can be served. So, pretty fascinating. So what they were doing basically is they were like, well, they were asking the Continental Congress if they could come set up a colony here. Simultaneously, they were like, well, if America loses, we don't think they will, but if they do, maybe Britain will let us come and set up a colony because they'll need people to populate this in the United States of America. So just fascinating. Looking, to me, looking at the historical order of the Illuminati, the perfectibilist, is far more fascinating than the myriad of conspiracy theories that are out there. That it's like Solomon said, the making of books, there is no end. And so many of the conspiracy theories are just that. I mean, it's kind of crazy stuff. But the history of it, to me, if you get into this, Terry Melanson is the guy, and conspiracyarchives.com, I think, is his website. I just highly recommend it. Recommend that book, Perfectibilist. Done several videos on that book and then materials in that book. So the Illuminati wanted to come to America, and see that 16, years later, that Baptist minister wrote to George Washington, giving him a copy of Proofs of a Conspiracy by Robeson, saying, which I've got a review of that on the channel somewhere, saying, look, the Illuminati is bad, and we've got Masons here in America. You know, Washington was a Mason. Do you think they're bad? And so Washington kind of shrugs it off. When the Baptist minister rewrites, I can't remember the Baptist minister's name right now, Washington then responds and says, well, look, I know it's bad. I just don't think the Masons here in America, I don't think it's in America. Melanson has done an incredible job going from lodge to lodge in America, seeing where there was possible Illuminati influence. And then the huge presidential election that is in Stouffer's book, the Bavarian Illuminati in New England, where you've got Timothy Dwight, president of Yale, Samuel Morse, whose son was it that did the Morse code, big in American history. They're coming against Jefferson because they think Thomas Jefferson is in the Illuminati, and Thomas Jefferson was probably not, but he did speak very well of Weishaupt. And so it was just an amazing time. And the Alien and Sedition Act probably had something to do, at least with the French Revolution for sure, but then the suspicion that the French Revolution through J.J.C. Bode had Illuminist influence as well, and Mirabeau and others, Cagliostro, which I'm probably mispronouncing that, the diamond necklace affair and all this. So God bless. Let's just live for Jesus. We got to dwell in truth. See, the problem that get into in church, if you get into conspiracy theories that are not true, then Satan's father of lies, and he'll build a stronghold there, and it deceives people. So the church has to be the pillar and ground of the truth. We just have to present the truth to everybody. Present the truth in love. God bless. Talk with you later in Jesus' name.